Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sammy, Sam Marie, Samantha Marie a lot, if you will. Today we are going to spring into reading, get into the spring season. It is April, it's April 1st, but I'm excited to be here. I hope you are as well. I love a transition into a new season, honestly. Spring and the summer and the winter's gone. I think this is a fun time to reset some things and reset the tone for reading, right? Today, we are first and foremost going to take care of this room. I did, you could probably see, you see me in the back of it a little bit too. That is the first full body length mirror I've ever owned in my entire existence as a human being. I've never been able to see my outfit from head to toe in the mirror, and now I can. So if suddenly things match or coordinate better, you know the reason why. It's because we got that bad boy. So we have some things to reorganize in here just to make it work a little bit more. I'm thinking of when I listen to an audiobook, I don't want it to be something that's like highly anticipated. I don't want it to be something that I think is going to be a life-changing book for me. Like, I just want it to be something chill and easy. I'm thinking Picking Daisies on Sundays. This, one of the cutest covers on my shelves. It radiates spring. So I think maybe we'll listen to this. It is on Spotify, I believe. We have her there. I think it's a fake dating situation, but childhood best friends to lovers. We are going to reorganize some bookshelves, listen to an audiobook, and then tomorrow maybe we'll do the spring recs and things like that. Happy spring. Let's just get started. I'm delaying. Cheers. Gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but I love the look of just book stacks, but just like the paper of it. I don't know, it just works for my brain for some reason. But I'm thinking it might be cute if there's still book stacks, because I love book stacks to be on either side of that mirror. And so I'm thinking maybe taking some of these off and actually making book stacks by the mirror instead, and then putting the books that I would actually turn around and display over here. I feel like this is cute. I might need more books on this side. That's kind of cute. Do we like that? I feel like it'll be cute, and like when I take a little selfie here and there, I think it's gonna be cute when there's just books on the side, okay? And now I'm not sure if this should be a display shelf, a trophy shelf, or if this should be more TBR. I think I'm gonna start with romance TBR here and then just like see where that leaves us, you know? I think that's where we're gonna start, okay? Things are coming together in here. It's feeling like really this is becoming my space. The mirror, I just feel like adds so much to the room. Again, I've never had a full body mirror, and now I have like a double freaking body mirror. By the way, I got it from Hobby Lobby. I've been planning on getting my mirror from Hobby Lobby because it's the cheapest I've ever seen a mirror, except if you go to like thrift secondhand stores. And me personally, I'm never gonna buy a mirror from like a secondhand thrift store. I don't know where that mirror was. I don't know. People are always like superstitious about mirrors being portals. circles, and like, so it would just freak me out. Like, especially after seeing, what was that movie? I think it was one of the Conjuring ones. The movie where they get the freaking mirror and then like that ghost was aggressive. That demon was aggressive. I'm never gonna buy a secondhand mirror. That mirror was $130. But yeah, I love this. What we've done here is, this is pretty much all TBR romance. TBR romance, TBR romance. I don't know if atmosphere is considered a romance or a literary fiction. And then down here, these are a bunch of, these all belong to Brian. It's like David Goggins, The Psychology of Money, Main Street Millionaire. Like, I'm not reading those. These are just a couple more like priority TBR. So yeah, I don't know. I just put stuff there that would fit. There's like really no rhyme or reason other than this is like romance TBR. The only reason that did rhyme, that's a cork board thing that I made of for my mom's celebration of life. This is my Happy Place book journal. Just some random books. I didn't buy either of those. My husband's last name is Campbell, so his grandma got us. Anytime she sees something with like Campbell, we end up with some souvenir that says Campbell soup. I do need a serious cozy chair situation set up, but that's for another day because furniture is expensive. But I've been listening to Picking Daisies on Sundays. We're following Levi and we're following Daisy. It starts off her and Levi, they're childhood best friends. They really connected after they both went through a same shared experience of losing their father young, and they bonded over that, but they stayed friends for a while, but she was really catching feelings quickly. End of their senior year, she's gonna let him know, hey, I'm into you, and then they don't exactly tell us how, but I guess he broke her heart. They haven't spoken for 4 years. They're both off in their adult lives now, but they ran into each other at a bar. They end up in this arranged fake dating situation because he runs into his ex who he's trying to avoid, and he's like, hey, this is my girlfriend. They're lying to everybody that they're dating. Of course, this is definitely gonna get messy. That's where we're at with that. But I need to go make a smoothie bowl. Match my outfit that we're gonna launch this week. That's the plan. It's been a little bit. Blue raspberry bowl has been completed. She's ready to go for tomorrow. I'm probably gonna eat this and keep reading my book, The Room. She's reset and she's ready for spring. And then tomorrow maybe we'll talk about some books. Let's start our spring off hot with some good reads. What do I have here? I have some priority reads. We have some priority reads for the springtime. Good morning. Hope everybody is still doing okay since I last seen you. So let's talk about my spring TBR. Ooh, there's Jack. One book that I was thinking of reading for spring is the book that I'm already reading, and that is Picking Daisies on Sundays by Liana Cincotti. I'm on chapter 26, so I'll probably finish that either today or tomorrow. It just kind of depends. First and foremost, Normal People by Sally Rooney. I still have not read a Sally Rooney book before, but I did watch this TV show. It's one of like my top 5 TV shows. I did love it. And I've never read the book, and people say this author has such an interesting way of writing, and I'd really like to read this. I think Intermezzo sounds super duper interesting too, but I don't want to purchase that until I've read this because obviously I like the storyline. So this will be a good test to see if I actually like the writing style. A wondrous and wise coming of age love story. But we're following Connell and Marianne, and they grow their connection in high school, but they kind of keep it on the DL. Really good mental health, anxiety representation. Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson is also on a priority TBR. One, obsessed with the cover. This is a literary fiction novel capturing generational grief, exploring family bonds, heartbreak, friendship, the deep scars of slavery and racism. And it says the only way forward is to look back. And we're following Ebby Freeman, who her brother, he was murdered. We're following her life there afterwards. She's really trying to leave her past behind, but everything keeps telling her she's gonna have to look back in order to really fulfill and like live her life to the fullest. I don't really know where this fits in, but it feels right for the spring. Do you know what I mean? For some reason, I think this should feel fallish, but for some reason in my heart of hearts, it's feeling spring. But The Ministry of Time by Kayleigh Bradley. This is sci-fi, like a sci-fi romance, a sci-fi love story. We're following a civil servant who is working on a confidential project to discover whether time travel is feasible for the human body, but also for the fabric of space and time. And then of course there's this love story, but they're not in the same time frames. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, another one that is just, it's radiating spring to me. It feels like this needs to be read in the spring, but it definitely needs to be read sometime soon. I really want to read this. This is following twins who were originally inseparable, but they go on to live like two totally different lifestyles, and it just gets into a lot of like different themes, discussions. Another one, I want to read another Kristen Hanna book, and this is the one that's giving most spring to me. Kristen Hanna, Firefly Lane. This is literary fiction because I think she normally writes historical fiction, but I think this is just following friends through the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, following their lives together and how their friendship meets different strides, meets different roadblocks. She always has some strong female main characters. We're discussing something throughout womanhood and all of that. Most of them are tearjerkers. The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff, this cover is giving spring to me. This is telling me you should read her in spring. I really don't know too much at all about this. I just know people have loved this book. This was a very popular book from last year. It explores the impact of each generation in a family torn apart by tragedy, but over time restored by the power of grace and compassion. So, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This would be my first book by this author, but I heard nothing but insane reviews. She's an astronaut, maybe like the first woman in NASA. She's the first woman to do something super duper cool. And I know there's a love story in it. I would love to read this because I'd love to get into more of this author's books. Like, especially if I read this in the spring, I would love to get Malibu Rising and read that in the summer. People say a lot of the times this author will take something you're totally not interested in. Like the big thing with Carrie Soto was that she plays tennis. People are like, I literally don't even like tennis. I could care less about it, but the book looks good. So that is pretty cool. Two romances that I want to read soon, and romance authors, just authors I want to get into in general here soon because I've heard nothing but fantastic things. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. This is a second chance romance. 7 Days to Fall in Love, 15 Years to Forget, and 7 Days to Get It All Back Again. The female main character is a best-selling writer. The male main character is also an award-winning novelist, and they reconnect in New York at a literary event. Another book I've heard nothing but fantastic things about. Another author I've heard nothing but fantastic things about, so I would just really like to read this. I don't know that it screams spring. It's spring and I'd like to read it soon. Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and what a better sign than to read them at the same time because Tia Williams wrote a little blurb on this. I believe this is also second chance romance, but they actually have kids together, they get divorced, and then with co-parenting and everything, they just like can't keep themselves apart. Their love is rekindled. I'm very excited to finally read a Kennedy Ryan book. This is part of Interconnected Standalone Romance series, and the reason I want to read this soon is normally April is Emily Henry release month, and so I think to replace that, it would be fun to find a new favorite romance writer. So not that I'm trying to like replace my girl Emily Henry, but it's just something to give me the feeling again. Alice Feeney, My Husband's Wife. This is a thriller. I believe she leaves her home and then she comes back and there's another woman there that's like, no, this is my house, this is my husband, what are you doing here? I don't know that thriller gives springtime. However, I was kind of doing this thing where I was like, I'm gonna read all of the thrillers that I have on my physical TBR just to like get me in the thriller mood, see if I like it, just because I haven't been there for a while. In doing that, I have actually finished all of them. And then I was at the bookstore the other day to get the physical copy of Play Along by Liz Tom 40, and I saw this and I was like, I've been dying to read a thriller. I think I tricked my brain into wanting to read thrillers by doing all of that. And so I've never read an Alice Feeney. I know personally I'm not a big Frida McFadden fan. I don't like the writing style. None of her books have stood out to me. I don't think I'm gonna read another Frida McFadden. I just don't like the books. I don't like the writing style. But Alice Feeney's another huge, very popular thriller author, so I want to see how I feel about her writing style. Yeah, so maybe I'm re-entering my thriller era. I mean, I know I really like I'll probably read The Fury sometime by Alex Michaelides once I get a little bit through more of my physical TBR, because I like his books. Stuart Turton, who wrote The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, I really liked that book, so I might try to find more books by him. I enjoyed The Truth About the Accident by Nicole Trope, so maybe I'll see like what her other list is looking like. That is my spring priority TBR. Once I've read a few more books off of my physical TBR, I'll probably on my Kindle Unlimited, I'll read the 5th and final book in the Windy City series. Yeah, that'll be it for right now. I have to go. Not have to go. I mean, well, yes, I have to go, but I want to go. I'm going one of my best friends is getting married, and so we're gonna go dress shopping. Then what else will I do today? Oh, we have a pop-up. I have to work today. Smoothie bowls. We're releasing a new bowl, which I also need to make the Canva for that. So I gotta go. I need to make that before we leave. And then maybe tonight I will finish Picking Daisies on Sunday. Yeah, it's good. It's probably like a 3-star. It's fun. It's cute. I think it's a good little springy time read. I think it's a good little palette cleanser. It definitely feels young. They are college aged and like senior age, college age type, but it feels very young and immature still. The female main character has a lot of insecurities too that she harps on, which I think could be good at maybe if you relate to them, but it's like, you know, people are telling her she's beautiful and she's like, no, it could never be me. Could never be me. It's all one big miscommunication, like a really bad and obvious miscommunication. The male main character is sweet. I think they both like care very deeply for each other, you know, and they went through kind of the same thing together. I just wish they would communicate, you know, and hash it out, because they would be off better. But I do really like the male main character. I don't not like the female main character. It's just sometimes being in our head is like, I mean, come on, if everybody's telling you you're beautiful, you gotta realize it, right? Or I mean, you don't have to think you're beautiful, but at least don't make other people uncomfortable for having complimented you. So I will see you guys later tonight, or maybe tomorrow. Oh. Sorry, everybody. So that about completes this for our spring into reading, okay? Cheers. I hope everybody's still sipping on a fun drink. I definitely, hopefully should have reminded you to pick one up before we got into all this, but I did finish Picking Daisies on Sunday. I read some of it physically. I did listen to some of the audiobook on Spotify, and then it is also on Kindle Unlimited. I didn't read it on my Kindle, but if you were wanting to see if you'd be interested in this book, that could be a really good option if you have a Kindle and you have Kindle Unlimited. This is an option on there. Not my favorite romance book I've ever read. Not my favorite. Favorite cover? Yeah, absolutely 100%. Give me 10 more of these covers, you know? In this, we're basically following Daisy, but her name's Daniela, often goes by Danny. But to those most special, most near and dear to her heart, she goes by Daisy. We're following her and Levi. They were besties, and then essentially this whole book is one big misunderstanding. There is one big miscommunication, massive miscommunication, misunderstanding that happens at the end of their high school that ends up being the reason they don't speak to each other for 4 years. They go off to college, they're doing their own things. They run into each other again, and they end up in a fake dating situation, compromise, because Levi needs to prove to his boss that he is ready to stay in the area in order to get this promotion or get this job. And they just don't, I don't know, it's kind of silly. Like I don't know why an employer would be able to make these assumptions about their employee, but they're just like, you wouldn't stay, there's no reason you would stay here unless you're with somebody. So that's a little bit weird, but so she ends up being his fake girlfriend to do that. But of course they're reconnecting, they're getting to know each other again. It was cute, I guess. I did really like Levi and a lot of the things he had to say, and it was kind of fair on his end. Like, he really did everything possible, I feel like, to get in contact with her and things. And the miscommunication happened on a drunken night, and then she never answered him and just kind of like moved on with life. Probably rate it like a 2 stars. Like, it kept me entertained enough, but I was dying for it to be over. I didn't even read that blog. I think maybe this could work for somebody younger. There's certain types of things I'm aging out of, being at my grown age of 28. I just don't think that like everything is maybe meant to be for me anymore. So there was that. That's that. That was our little spring into reading. I hope everybody's excited for the season. Happy whatever day of the week it is that I'm uploading this. Happy weekend, week, and happy reading. See you in the next one.